Sensei here once more. KADZO says that it is committee time. Allow us to read a book from the Christian Bible, Judges 16. I'll not read, I'm just giving you the I just read one verse 11. Judges 16 verse 11. But I'll recommend for Christians, you can read Judges, the whole of Judges 16. And I'm not looking down upon people of other visitations. I know those who have got Judges, we can go along together. But know that this is a calling to all of us from all visitations. So do not feel left out. Judges 16:1. Now the angel of the Lord came and sat under the terebinth tree, which was in Ophrah, which belonged to Joash the Abezrite, while his son Gideon threshed wheat in the winepress in order to hide it from the Midianites. Fellow Kenyans, this is where KADZO comes in Motodachi stands, ready to do committee. For a long time, we've always been crying, talking of systems, presidents, tribalism, but KADZO counters with a block, a KENPO block, and says no, you are wrong. Why are you wrong? From when we got independent up to now, we've always put our faith in people. And what has happened? In most cases, we have always failed ourselves. Why? It is you who pays the taxes. But it's not you who puts the policies. So what should KADZO do? KADZO says, as you do committee, remember, you are the employer, not the employee. Always put that first. You are the employer, not the employee. In any place, any establishment, you don't employ somebody and then the person tells you how the job is done, but you give the conditions and everything and then employ, saying those are the conditions. So with our system, the way things are, there's no angel. Anybody you call in, we shall end up putting pants on the head, and they will be forced to survive by getting their tribal members, because everybody becomes hostile, and in the situation where you are, there is nothing you can do, so now you have to look for solace and security from around your community. We don't want such a situation. So KADZO says, what do? We have been waiting for the Electoral and Boundaries Commission. But how many of us go out and vote? Gideon and the Israelites had been enslaved. He was found hiding. And an angel of the Lord came and told him, mighty man of valor. KADZO says the same to you. You've been hiding out of politics, frustrations, You don't want to participate because you say it is the dirty men's game or women's game. It's not for the dirty people. It is in your interest because everything that touches on your life has to do with politics. Even religion is controlled from the political because certain rules are put, certain things. So be you a Christian, a Muslim, an atheist, whatever, you have to be very conversant of your politics so that you don't carry the burden hiding, threshing wheat in a hidden place, afraid that other people are going to take your wheat. We've been threshing that way at the worship of our political leaders. They come and tell us our people, and we are the one threshing the wheat. They carry the wheat like the Midianites. So we've been the sufferers, and those we call ours have been the Midianites. That is a problem we have. So no amount of putting on pants on the head, no amount of banning, because we can't ban parliament. That is our place where we have to ventilate and put policies. There's no solution in us calling young men and women to go out, fight the very police that's supposed to protect them and get injured, because the police will also act, and in the process some will die, some will get injured. What is the point? Cutting people's lives short when they are still young. That's why in the other place I said the grown-ups of Kenya have been cowards, trying to use the youths to do what they are supposed to do, cutting the lives of the youth short instead of having things solved. So KADZO says this time, it is the Electoral Commission that is being put in place. The youths form quite a large proportion of the youth, of the population. The first thing we should do, like when Gideon was called, he was told to go home and remove the altar that they had at their home. Have we had altars? Yes. We have had tribalism. We've had things of our person. So like Gideon, we shall go home and remove that, break it down completely. Sacrifice it with a bull. He was told, sacrifice with one bull. And then the next time he was told, now go and sacrifice a bull. And what other bull shall we sacrifice? Corruption. There was a sensei who was put in the anti-corruption place, and being a teacher, he thought he was going to do the lesson plan and the scheme for the country. Before he could say anti-corruption, he had been given a backward kick and Oshirogeri out of the corruption, and the sensei found himself again in class teaching law. PL Lumumba. That is a story everybody knows. So what are we going to do? We are going to slay the corruption in us first, because we are good at pointing fingers at others. They have done. But what is our corruption? First, register. Make sure if you have not registered, register. For the youth, register en masse. That is the first battle you will do as Gideon. Because you, Kenyan voter, is Gideon. You are the mighty man or woman of valor. But what are you doing with your power? You are sitting on it. You stay at home. You don't go to vote. You sleep instead of going to vote. You are bought with a few kilos of sugar. Who is corrupt? So, like PLO went, he was fought by the cartels, which are used to giving us whatever you want, and they change our tune to a certain point. This time, don't be bought. Be your anti-corruption officer. Take care of yourself. Just the way in the Christian or whatever, we are talking of temples or whatever, but now I'm talking of you. Ensure that you don't take that kilo of sugar. Ensure that you are not bought, because that's what mostly happens to the young ones. You are told that eat the money from here, this, vote this one. No, it influences your mind. Let's have registration. Let's have clean politicking. Let them come and give you the views. And where you are seated, if you find the politicians you have are not measuring up to your standards, please elevate somebody. Tell him we don't want money from you. Sponsor him if you can. But give conditions. So, we being the Gideons, the Boundaries and Electoral Commission being enacted, ensure that the youths are registered. They don't go burning parliaments, they don't go fighting people. No, they are registered, waiting for the day of battle, which will be the voting day. But how do you go to the day of battle before you know who your champions are, who your enemies are? So this is a time to sit and assess that do your present politicians, starting from the MCAs to the top one, perform? Look at them, and even now it's not too late. You have got 2 years. If one is not performing, recall. That law is there. You don't have to wait for the 5 years to go. Recall. Let there be problems that will be there, like you recall, it goes to the Senate, but ensure that they are not sitting pretty. They work. And then during this time, as we shall proceed on, KADZO and the rest of the Kenyans, there is only not one Kenyan who has got ideas. You have your ideas, you can fire it from your own place, and KADZO can also fire in some others. KENPO karate style. And after it is done, remember, you are the Gideon. It comes back to you. Make sure you activate the war down at your level. Do not sit there like Gideon was hiding, threshing. No. Sacrifice the bull of tribalism. Sacrifice the bull of corruption, starting from yourself. Don't be corrupt and call others corrupt. And then now, we can face this giant that is terrorizing us. Failure, economic problems, and nice and correct leadership, because you will have put in the correct people. As the Electoral Commission preparation and everything goes on, put that first. Don't let any young person or any unregistered person not register this time. Register, all of you, and be ready to vote on the voting day. Turn out. Don't say these are pre-planned games. No. Go there, because we are getting a new commission. And when you are out in numbers, it's even very difficult for anybody to manipulate. Then you will get the results and the leaders you want. That is the committee for today. Ray, whose we call it a day for now. KADZO will be coming back again.